bit of core-specific work in the middle. And then the second part of class is where we really slow down and we hold the poses for like up to 3 minutes, getting that deep stretch and into the deeper tissues in our body. All right, so when you're ready, you can just come to sitting up nice and tall, just having your hands relaxed on your knees. If you want to place like one foot in front of the other, it just kind of helps open up the hips, but only if that's comfortable. All right. And then either close your eyes or just kind of soften your gaze looking out at the water. And just start to lengthen your breath. So taking a few deep inhales in through your nose. Nice deep exhales out through your nose. And with each breath, just start to really feel your body becoming more relaxed. And maybe your mind starting to become more focused, just more present. Take a moment and really just kind of feel and embrace being outdoors in the marina right now. Not wanting it to be any different. Noticing the air, the wind, the waves, the sun setting, the possibility of rain. And embracing all of it as part of the class and part of the experience tonight. And just set an intention or remind yourself of a goal before we start. And then when you're ready, you can slowly open up your eyes, and we're just going to add some arm movement to our breath. So inhale to reach out and up, maybe looking up to the sky. Exhale, taking your time, reaching out and back down. So taking up a lot of space. Feel the sides of your body lifting up as you reach up, opening up. Exhale to make your way back down. We'll do that one more time. Last one, just keep your arms up at the top, and we're going to add a twist. So take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, right hand behind your back, looking over your shoulder. So it doesn't really matter which side, because we'll just switch and do the other side next time. And then on your next inhale, reach out and back up. And we'll just switch sides. So moving to the other side, looking over the other shoulder, taking a few deep breaths in that direction. Nice neck stretch, looking behind you. And then inhale, reach out and up again. And exhale, you can bring your hands to your heart center. I'm just going to get this for the front of your mat. I forgot to get it, to grab it. All right, from here, we'll just make our way onto our hands and knees. We're going to move through a few rounds of cat-cow pose. So just moving at your own pace. Your hands are right under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Spread out the fingers to protect your wrists. And then inhale, drop your belly. Lift your tailbone up, look up. And then exhale to start to round your back, round your shoulders, chin in towards your chest. So you're just kind of warming up your spine right now. So just going at your own pace through those two movements, kind of checking in, noticing how you're feeling. We'll do about 2 or 3 more rounds of cat-cow. One more round. And then you can just come to a neutral tabletop. So drawing the shoulders apart, lifting up through the core. We're going to get into a little bit more core and balance work. So take your left foot back, flex that foot, keep the toe on the mat to start with. Take your right arm forward. So you're reaching nice and long. And then when you're ready, maybe lift that back foot up. All right, from here, we're going to add on a few crunches as an option. So you're going to inhale, exhale, bring the elbow to the knee, round your back, inhale, crunch. Good. Let's do 4 more. Exhale, taking your time through that movement. Try to find your balance. Think lift up through the core. Energy's reaching from the fingertips back through your feet. Let's do one more. I lost count. Last one, reach out nice and long. Either just focus on holding it here. If you want an extra challenge, bend that back knee. Reach your hand back for the top of the foot. This is just an option. Pressing the foot into the hand. Good, nice quad stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Great job, everyone. Let's sit back and take a child's pose. You can even take, it's a lot of pressure on your, might be a lot of pressure on your wrists holding those poses, so you can even just roll the wrists out a few times and then come into a child's pose. Another one.
Like right behind the people sitting on the rock.
Oh, nice. They don't even know it because they're looking the wrong way. All right, let's make our way back onto our hands and knees, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take your time to set up. Draw the shoulders apart, lift up through the core, take that left foot back, right arm forward, and you can even stay here with that foot top down. Just make sure you switch sides. So I was doing my left, this time I'm on my left side back, right arm forward, but you might not be. Hold it here. Inhale, exhale, round the back, elbow to knee, crunch, bringing it up high. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee, moving with your breath. It's okay, just working through the movements, finding your balance, lifting up through the core. When you lengthen, think of energy reaching through your fingers, pressing back through the foot. We'll do one more. Either focus on holding it here for a few more breaths, or you can bend that back knee, reach your hand back, pressing the foot into the hand. Quad stretch, gaze is down for balance. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Let's take a little child's pose. And in yoga, if for any reason something doesn't feel good or doesn't feel right for you, you can always come into a child's pose or just kind of skip the pose or find something that works better for you. So yoga is about doing something that's good for your body. It's not going to hurt us. All right, from here, we're going to make our way into a downward facing dog. So again, spread out the fingers to help protect the wrists and ground through the hands. Tuck your toes and lift the hips up and back. So stretching it out here, especially this first one, kind of really checking in, waking up the back of your legs. So you might want to bend one knee, press the other heel down, stretching the calf. Just finding a little bit of movement in your down dog. Maybe bend both knees a lot. And then from here, we're going to walk our feet up to our hands to come to a forward fold. We'll stay here for a few breaths, maybe keeping a little bend in the knees. Let your head hang down, your arms hang down, and just start to feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Lifting up through the hips to get deeper. Bringing your body weight a little bit forward so you're not sitting back in your heels. And then inhale to come to a half lift. Draw the shoulders back and away from your ears. Come up halfway. Good. Exhale, fold forward deeper. Next, inhale. Either reach your arms out to the side or forward, your choice, but just straighten, lengthen your arms, coming up to extended mountain pose. Good, nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to move through a few rounds of sun salutations. So just finding, moving with our breath. So we'll start at the front of our mat. Inhale, reach up. Embracing that little sprinkle. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to come to a half lift. And then exhale to bend your knee, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Pause in this plank. Draw the shoulders apart, lift up through the core. Either stay on your toes as you lower down, or you can come down to your knees. Elbows hug your ribs, coming all the way to your stomach. Cobra pose. Draw your shoulders back. Look up. Exhale to make your way down. And we're going to come back into a downward facing dog. If you don't like down dog, you can always come to your hands and knees and do a few rounds of cat-cow instead. That feels better for you, or even a child's pose. Coming back to your breath. And then from here, bend your knees a little bit more, look up to your hands, walk, step, or a light hop, bringing the feet to the hands, coming into a half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold deeper. Next, inhale, reach your arms long, come all the way up, extended mountain pose. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do the same movements again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Half lift, inhale. Exhale to bend your knees, plant your hands, make your way to a plank. Lower down, taking your time either on your toes or your knees to your up dog or cobra. Drawing the shoulders down and back as you look up. And then exhale to come into downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths, or taking a child's pose or hands and knees. Relax your head and neck in down dog. Maybe looking up towards your belly button or just looking between your knees. And then bend your knees a little bit more. Look up to the hands, walk, step, or a light hop. Feet to hands, half lift. Exhale, fold deeper. Next inhale, come all the way up. Good. Extended mountain pose. Exhaling into heart center. All right. So we're going to start in chair pose. So we're going to bend our knees, sit back. We'll start with our hands at the heart center, drawing our shoulders back. And you can even keep your hands right here if you choose, or you can reach the arms up, sitting back a little bit lower. Good. We're going to come to a chair pose twist. So you're going to bring your hands back to your heart center. We're going to hinge forward, but you still want your chest above your hips. You're going to take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. So we're facing our left. Looking up and over our left shoulder. Good job. So if possible, prayer fingers facing you, pressing your stomach forward and away, twisting through your upper body. Deep breath. And then exhale to fold forward. We're going to go through a vinyasa, so half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Lower down to an up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. We're going to come to a three-legged down dog, so reach your right leg up. Heels up to the sky, you're just stretching it out. Even if it's just like an inch or two, that's fine. Deep breath. And then we're going to bring that right foot through between our hands. If it doesn't come all the way, that's fine. Just grab the ankle and bring it up. So it's up between your hands. And we're just going to pause right here. So straighten through that back knee. Make sure your feet are a little bit staggered because we're going to come up to a high lunge, and that helps with balance. And then make your way up. Take your time to make your way up to a high lunge, maybe pausing here. And then you can straighten your back. Reach the arms up. Good. Work towards maybe getting a deeper bend in that front knee. Deep breath. All right, we're going to open up to cactus arms. So this is actually a balance pose as well. Good. And we're going to bring our hands back down, and we're going to move through a vinyasa. So stepping back to a plank. Lowering down either on your toes or your knees to an up dog or a cobra pose. And then coming into downward facing dog. Great job.
I'm not going down like this.
And then lift your left leg up. Good move. Good call. Just a nice little stretch. And then when you're ready, bring that left knee high to the chest, left foot through. Let's pause here to set up. So make sure your feet are a little bit staggered. Your knees over your ankle. Straighten through the back knee. Take your time. Find your balance to make your way up. Good job. Relax the shoulders down. Deep breaths. Eyes focused, either maybe on the front of the mat in front of you to help with balance or just something in front of you. It's harder to balance with the horizon in front of you in the water. Opening up to cactus arms. Good. All right. Let's bring our hands back down. We're going to move through a vinyasa again. So step back to a plank, either on your toes or onto your knees. Lower down to an up dog or cobra pose. Coming back into downward facing dog. About 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then we're going to walk, step, or even hop your feet up to your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward deeper. And then next inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Hands to heart center. So we have to do that chair pose twist on the other side. So we'll start with chair pose. So bending the knees, sit back. Hands can stay at heart center or just reach up for a few breaths, sitting back a little bit lower. Then we'll bring our hands to our heart center, hinging forward. This time, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So going in the opposite direction, prayer fingers facing towards you, looking up and over the shoulder. Deep breath. Good. And then exhale, fold forward. How are you doing? Half lift. And we'll go through a vinyasa. We're going to make our way through a vinyasa. The first half is vinyasa based, and then we slow down the second half and hold the poses longer. Almost there. One more vinyasa flow sequence. So from here, you're going to come back to a three-legged down dog. Reach your right leg up. Bend at your knee. So open up your hip. Stretch it out. Good. Take your time to bring that right foot through. Good. Just pause here. So good. We're going to take that left hand down in line with the front. You can bring that back knee down if you want. And we're just going to come to a twist. Either the knees up or down. Reaching up. Good. And then you can take that arm down again. If you want, you can go in the boat and then either come back out or just, what's that? Yeah, and there is, yeah, if you go to the back to the left. So we're going to come into a lizard pose. So drop the back knee down, both hands inside. Let's pause here. And then either staying here or going a little bit lower. I do have some towels. I'll grab one. Does anyone else want a towel?
I'm fine.
All right. Does anyone else want a towel to prevent from slipping? Oh, we're going to try to not slip. We'll stay seated the rest of class. Good.
I mean, we never would have signed up for yoga tonight. But it's kind of fun.
That's great. Always bring a towel. Make your way back up onto your hands. All right, walk that foot back through to the center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take your time, especially if your mat's slippery. We're just going to come back into a down dog. Three-legged down dog. Bend at the knee, open up the hip. And then when you're ready, bring that foot through. We're going to start with the twist. Back knee down, left hand to left knee, reach up. And you can lift that back knee up if you want, or you can keep it down either way. It takes time. So that's one of the challenges. And then come back down. We're going to get wet. Left foot out to the left, both hands inside, either to stay here, so getting a little bit deeper into the tip from here, or you can come onto your forearms to go deeper.
I like running in the rain.
And like I said, we are going to stay. Yeah. Even the front, I don't know, it's still wet there, but there is a little awning. I know. And Kathy, you were smart. You brought a towel, and so did you. But that's and so did Trish. Yeah.
Dry us off for a moment, and then we'll get wet walking around.
And Sabrina brought cookie dough. It's actually left over from book club. We do have cookie dough back there. All right. We're gonna make our way out, and we're just gonna come to a seat. We're gonna get wet. All right. And if anyone does want a towel, I have plenty of like white towels on the shelf if you just want to grab one. But if it does start to rain too much, we will stop. Sorry, Bianca. Let's start with boat pose. We still have to do our core work. All right. Let's imagine we were on a boat. All right. Bring the knees in towards you, hands forward, draw the shoulders back. We're going to tap our wet toes. So we're good. Yeah, perfect. So you're going to raise one up. It can come halfway, or you can work towards straightening it. Good. Just little toe taps, working the core energy through the arms for 10, 9, 8, good, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. All right. So our next one we're going to hold, but you're going to take your right leg, either bring it up halfway, one-legged boat, holding it here, or up straighter, maybe hovering the other toe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. It is. Yeah. Other side. Let's not try to get out of this. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And we're going to do one more. Guess what? Both legs. All right. Either option to hover the toes is one option. You can bring the legs straight in front of you or work towards straightening the legs. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, embrace the shakiness, 2, and 1. Good job. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Relax. All right. We're going to come to a butterfly pose. So second half of class, we're slowing down. We're going to hold the poses longer. So either bringing the heels in towards you, and plus we have to or we'd all slip. Bring either the heels in towards you, or you can press the heels away. So if you bring the heels in towards you, it stretches more inside the legs. If you press the feet away, it stretches more your hips. Draw the shoulders back, lengthen through your spine, and we'll start with a straight spine, just hinging forward from our hips. Staying here a few breaths, and I am going to kind of time these poses so that we're holding them about 3 minutes or so. If you want from here, you can start to round your shoulders and round your back. And use this time to just kind of come back to your breath. It looks like the rain is also slowing down too. So maybe it's in sync with us. But you want to allow the muscles that we're stretching right now, so the inner legs, the hips, to start to release and relax so that we can get into those deeper muscles, the deeper tissues. Just coming back to your breath. Using this time as we're just kind of holding the poses longer as a more meditative time. So even when life doesn't turn out how you want it to turn out, when it's not perfect, when it rains, still being able to find that kind of sense of peacefulness, finding, finding the positive or finding the peacefulness within kind of the crazy things that life throws at us. Seeing if you can go a little bit further now that we've held it almost 2 minutes or so. And we'll take about 3 more deep breaths here. And take your time to kind of make your way up, just kind of pausing here, straightening your back. And we'll just find a little movement. You can take your feet out wide and just windshield wiper your knees side to side a few times. Just kind of releasing the tension in your back, your spine. All right. From here, we're going to come to reverse tabletop. So taking the hands behind you, heels in towards you, lift your hips up. Maybe drop your head back. Just staying here a few breaths. And then you can lower back down. All right, good. All right, let's come to, so that was a full butterfly. So half butterfly, we'll take one leg out long, the other foot to the inner thigh. So in our Yin Yoga portion, the names of the poses are a little different. They're more animal names, so half butterfly. So you're going to kind of square your hips to that leg that's out long, and then start to make your way down. So walking your hands to either side of that leg, just moving nice and slow, trying to find your edge on this side. So finding that spot where you're feeling a good stretch, but you're not kind of forcing it or yanking it. Just work it out. Maybe grab some water. And in this pose, start to feel it more in your hamstring muscle. Seeing if you're able to go a little bit deeper now than you were right at the beginning. Maybe just try to stand, like walk a little, or see if you can roll out your ankle. Yeah. Yeah, just stretch it out.
It's like dead.
Maybe just massage it. Is that what you're doing?
You're sciatic. Too much stretching. I don't know. I'll just work it out.
And then just walk your hands back about halfway, and we'll walk our hands to the center between our knee and our leg, coming forward a little bit more. And about 2 more deep breaths. And then you can start to walk your hands back. Just pause here, shake out your legs. Is anyone else feeling that on their toes? Before we do the other side, let's just all do a little toe stretch. Why not? All right, and we're not going to be here too long, but just coming onto your knees, and go ahead and like maybe tuck those toes in the back. So you're kind of stretching out the toes a little bit, or you spread out the toes in the back. So I'm going to stretch out the toes, sitting back a little bit towards your heels to stretch them out a little bit more. Yeah. All right, good. While we're here, let's just inhale, open up. And then exhale, give yourself a big hug, just rounding the shoulders in front, and we're going to come to eagle arms. So crossing at the elbows, bring your hands together. And then let's switch sides. So remember which arm's on the top, which arm's at the bottom, open up. And then opposite arm on top, opposite arm on the bottom. And then inhale, open up. And we're going to come forward and just put the paddle the tops of the feet down. And then just sitting back on the feet, lifting the knees up, kind of stretching the top of the ankle. I don't know, Kim.
I do hair.
Maybe just went to sleep, you know? I think just what you're doing right now. Yeah, just massage it. We're just doing the other side, the one leg out. I mean, It should go away. You know, if
Butterfly stretch.
just, you know, do whatever stretch you want. Your forward fold with the knees bent, and you can massage your feet.
Does it go from like white to red? Like, are you getting that change in color? Yeah. Okay. I have that. That's good. Right? I've got circulation. Alright, that's all I know, self-aid buddy care. I've reached the end of my...
So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Hopefully it's just temporarily
If we were in the field, I would
cramp.
at it. So, you're okay.
And then from here, you can come up just about halfway and walk your hands to the center between your foot and your knee. Coming forward here. Maybe relaxing on your forearms, or you can stretch your arms out long, but you want to get a good stretch. So coming kind of your edge in the pose, but not forcing it. And then just finding some stillness. And then you can slowly start to walk your hands back. Take your time to make your way up. Maybe just pause here. Maybe shake out your legs. All right, we're going to stay seated, and we're going to do hip stretch called fire log pose. So you can bring one foot forward, and we tend to want to bring it inside, like how we sit cross-legged, but we're going to bring it away a little bit. And then you're going to take the other foot, you're going to slide it forward. So if you have really tight hips, it's just going to stay here. You want to maybe try and see if you can stack the foot over the knee and the knee over the hip. So basically, it's like this foot is parallel with the front of your mat. You just want to make sure it's not in, because then you're not really stretching the hips. You want to bring it out. Yeah. And if you have like that big gap, so it should be like layered on top of each other. So bring the foot, yes, like that. You got it. And if you have like this big gap like this, that means you probably really have tight hips. So, which is fine. Everybody, you know, has something. So you could, to make it more comfortable, you could take a yoga block and just place it here, or you could just slide that foot forward, and you should still feel it in the hips. Even with it, you should still feel a good stretch, but maybe it might feel more comfortable. And then we're going to add a twist here. So whatever knee's on top, take the opposite hand to that knee, looking over your shoulder. And just kind of feeling it in the outside of that, I guess, your left hip, your left glute. And then come back through to the center. So you can either stay here, or if you want a deeper hip stretch, you're going to walk your hands forward. And as you come forward, you'll start to feel little bit deeper into the hips. Deep breaths. And then take about 3 more deep breaths here. And you can walk your hands back, start to make your way up, nice and slow. Good. Uncross your legs, we'll just shake them out a little bit, and then windshield wiper your knees side to side. All right, same thing on the other side. So the opposite foot, gonna bring it forward a little bit, and then try stacking the foot on the knee over top of the foot. And then again, if that is really challenging, you're just gonna slide that foot here, and that's fine, that's normal. Exactly, that's normal. For some people, it doesn't happen, it's okay. And then we're gonna add that twist. So taking the opposite hand to the opposite knee, looking over your shoulder. The twist being good for your spine and for your back. And then come back through to the center. Before you come forward, I do want to get a picture before it's too dark. So I'm going to take a picture of you all. Stay in the pose. Stay in the pose. Maybe your arms up. Reach your arms up to embrace the rain. And I will send you all the picture. Don't worry. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take one over here. Keep holding the pose. You can bring your hands to your heart center. Because, yes. All right. 1, 2, 3. And then you can walk your hands forward to go deeper in the pose. Good. All right, and then taking about 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Walk your hands back. Go ahead and uncross your legs, shake them out. All right, and we are just going to finish, instead of finishing with a Shavasana, because I don't think we'll be able to be very relaxed in our Shavasana, we're just going to finish with a few seated stretches and then some seated breathing. So you can just come to a comfortable seat, cross-legged. All right, and let's just do a few side stretches. So you can take your right hand to the side, reach up long with your left arm, inhale. Let's just stretch over to the side. Maybe looking down at your fingers, taking a few deep breaths here. Getting a nice stretch through your obliques. And then making your way back up through to the center, bringing the other hand down. Other arm reaches up and over to the side. Let's come back up through to the center and do one more time on each side, trying to go a little bit deeper. And one more time on the other side. Good. And then come back up through to the center. Just interlace your hands behind your back, drawing your shoulders down and back and staying here about 3 to 5 deep breaths. And just looking forward or even looking up, it kind of helps counter a lot of the forward hunching we do over our phones, computers, driving. And then let's go ahead and just bring our hands to our heart center. Let's take one more deep inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, let's bring our hands to our heart center and just pause here, feeling kind of a sense of gratitude for the evening, whatever it brought, thanking ourselves for coming out. You know, a lot of people wouldn't do this, just embracing the weather, embracing the elements for what they were. We took a chance and we got wet. But this is an experience we might not have had otherwise. So just embracing it for what it is. And I just want to thank you again all for coming out tonight and just to allow the positive energy that you feel from class to be a benefit to yourself and the people around you throughout the evening. Namaste. Thank you guys. And I do have a towel for all of you that
As long as you say you'll come back.